William D. Assis. We're both from the U.S. and Alabama, and we've spent the last 15 years outside of the country. The last 3 to 4 years here in Portugal, the rest of it in Brazil, South America. We've traveled a lot all around the world, buying and selling watches. Kind of an interesting thing, but it's what we like.
I'm Will Assis. I'm 21 years old, and I've been with my dad traveling for the past few years, buying and selling watches, like he said.
For me, it started maybe over 25 years ago. I was in the U.S. and I had a friend who offered to sell me a Tudor Prince one day. I went and bought the Prince. It was actually $150 at the time, which to me was a lot of money. And kind of a long story short, a couple days later, a guy came through from a couple states away in North Carolina, and he tried to buy my watch. I told him it wasn't for sale, and he asked again. I said, well, I want, $300 for it, and he ended up paying me $285, and from that day forward, I've been buying and selling watches.
I started a few years back to travel with my father, but I kind of grew up watching him and learning with him, but full time I've been doing it for about 3 years, traveling and dealing with watches. The stories behind them mostly. They're just cool watches. You see a guy like Steve McQueen, you want to have the watch he had, the car he had, and be like him.
Vintage watches have something that modern watches don't have. They have soul, they have character. Modern watch, it's like it's just come off an assembly line. Everyone has the same thing. It has no character, no differences. I just really enjoy vintage watches.
Well, we've enjoyed living here for a while, and we really like the place, and we enjoy Cascais, and we think that it's something that really lacks in the market here. There's not really a cozy, comfortable store that people can deal with watches and talk watches and have a coffee in Portugal for a long time. So I think we thought it was a good idea to start it.
We tried to create an environment here that was a little bit different here in Portugal. One that we kind of saw a little bit lacking in the market. We want to make it very comfortable for our clients to come in, sit down, relax. We don't have a lot of pressure here. If they want to come in, look at a watch 2, 3, 4, 5 times to make their decision, we're here for that. If they just want to come by and sit down and have a drink with us, we're here for that also. The concept basically, I touched on this many times, but we wanted to create a bit of a clubhouse. I've always said all men are really boys inside. They love toys and they love clubhouses, and that's what we try to bring here together. We wanted a place to be just fun, relaxing, to come and sit and enjoy it. They get to play with their toys and in a kind of a clubhouse type atmosphere.
And like my dad said, there wasn't a place that people come in and be comfortable and just talk watches, and share their passion and collect and enjoy here in Portugal. Well, it's a hard question to ask, but mostly vintage. But every once in a while, there's something new that. With new technology or something that could never have been done back in the day, but most of the time vintage.
Well, vintage watches originality is the most important thing. You want to make sure the dial's original, the hands are original, or as close to original as possible. And you know, you want to make sure it's working in good order and all that. So, beyond that, you know, always go for condition. All things considered equal, the better condition always maintains its value over the long haul.
Yeah, like my dad said, condition really is number one in today's market. And box and papers, they're nice to have, but if you could only have one, always go with condition, in my opinion. Vintage 1603 with the engine turn bezel from the early 70s. We were fortunate enough to pick this one up from the original owner from right around here in Cascais. So this watch has spent, you know, the past few decades since it left the factory and came to Portugal in this little area of Cascais. So it's nice to have.
Hublot, King Power Quadrant. Just a cool watch, more modern, but something a little bit different, out of the ordinary.
Thank you, guys.